Hello, people. Hi. Thank you for joining our very first alumni webinar. Thank you, guys. Hi, Fade. I hope I pronounced your name well. How are you doing? Hi, Dolapo. Hi, Damilola. My name is Timilola, comms executive at I4G, and I'm super excited to have you guys here. So we'll just wait a few minutes for others to join us before we start the webinar. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Simila. Hi, everyone. Hi, Fadi. Hi, Camila.
Hi, people. Thank you for joining us. We're going to be starting the alumni webinar very soon, a couple of minutes. So, like I introduced myself before, my name is Timilola. I'm comms executive at I4G, and this is our very first alumni webinar for the year 2023. And we're super, super excited about it. We're going to be having a super amazing community programs and community manager, Haneefah, and she'll be speaking with us today about setting SMART goals, right? So SMART is basically an acronym for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely. And in the emails that the newsletter that we sent to you, we had wrote an article for you guys. We hope that you have read it. If you haven't, please go back and check it out. Haneefah is here, our guest is here. We're super excited to be having her here. She's going to, like I said before, she's going to be speaking about setting SMART goals, understanding the importance of setting clear and measurable goals. It's a new year, and we know that you have New Year resolutions, goals, plans, things that you want to achieve this year, right? So it's not just enough to have those amazing ideas. You need to know how to break them down, plan properly in a way that you're able to achieve your goals effectively. And that's what Haneefah is going to be speaking to us about today. Hi, Haneefah.
Hi, Haneefah. Before we actually dive right in, I just want to take a few moments to introduce Haneefah. For I know a lot of you already know who Haneefah is, but it's just right to toot our horn before we go right ahead. So Haneefah is the programs and community manager of Ingressive for Good. She's also an award-winning community builder. She's presently one of the 2023 CMX award judge. She's the founder of C4H's Community for Africa, and also the co-founder of IAS Foundation. So when it comes to community building, community management, anything community, Haneefah is definitely a go-to person. And she's going to be speaking with us today on setting SMART goals. Like Timilola mentioned, SMART is basically like an acronym, and Haneefah would be diving right in. She held a session earlier this year on vision boarding and all of those things, and she's really going to be like setting the pace for you if you have set your goals for the year, and if you haven't, I think you're in the right place. So Haneefah, please.
All right. Hi, everyone. I can see that we have very few people in the room, which is understandable. I mean, this is the first webinar of the year. So if you're here, congratulations. Thank you. I want you to do one thing for me, though. I want you to go to the Telegram group and go and drag your friends, right? And drag your community members and tell them that they should join this webinar. I know that we are recording. I know they will probably be expecting that we share all the time, but it might not be so. And they might be missing out on, very important stuff. So let's get started. We have less than 20 minutes, I can see, to cover this topic. So I'm going to make it as short and, interesting as possible. And yes, what I'm going to also do to try to make this interactive, let me see, is to switch on my video. Okay, can you guys see me?
Yes, we can see you. Clear.
Awesome. So anybody else that's comfortable of switching on their video as well would be very much appreciated. All right. Okay, so setting SMART goals. Let's see. We all know what SMART goals are. We all know what SMART means, and this is probably not the first time that you're going to be hearing what SMART is. But over the years, we've realized that it's not just okay to set SMART goals and tell yourself that this is what you want to do and all of that. There's another level of deepness that goes into ensuring that you actually hit your goals. So I'll take it a step further and say, don't just set SMART goals. You also want to create systems where you'll be able to hit those goals, and which are important. So just to quickly run over what makes a SMART goal. SMART Why should you use SMART goals? How do you set SMART goals for success? And how do you hit those goals? So I want my team to also help me get ready the tool that we prepared earlier in the year for the entire community. This is something that I know that is going to be super important, and something that you can use for yourself as well. So let's share that with the community. Let's share that with everyone. So let's break down SMART goals. What SMARTs mean. Can somebody help me with that actually? First person to do that, I'll give you 1,000 naira data. I mean, if that's useful for you, but yes, please, first person to share SMART, the acronym, just the meaning of the acronym. Feel free to type it in the chat box. Feel free to, say it out loud. Do we have somebody? Anybody? Nobody? Okay. I keep my data to myself. So SMART goals, the acronym is one, specific. Specific meaning an effective goal that should be ultra specific. Now, it has to not just be specific, it has to be ultra. There's no room for misinterpretation, there's no room for vagueness. It's very, very clear when you tell somebody what that goal is. Then M is measurable. Your goal should be quantifiable. It should be easy to track, such that you know that every day or every week or every month, there's a benchmark or there's a finish line. So there's something that you're hitting, going towards. Then achievable. Is your personal goal, or is your goal actually achievable? Is it realistic? Is it truly achievable, or is it just something that is like just over the hair and where the rubber meets the road? Will it actually hold? Then R is relevant. This is the big picture time. There's this goal that you're setting. Is it contributing to your like overarching goals? Is it contributing to what your next 5 career or next 5 life goals look like? Ensure that you're setting goals that contribute to what you actually want in your life. And then finally, time bound. SMART objective goals should have a defined start time and end time. And if it's large enough, should have like incremental dates. So if your goal is like just super long or super large, there should be like dates where you're always hitting an end line and specific objectives in those dates. So why use SMART goals? Why is it important? Goals are the like ultimate form of motivation. One goal could be, I want to buy a Range Rover by the end of 2023. And that's like a form of motivation in on itself, because it will inspire me to work towards that goal. It will inspire me to get focused on achieving that key result, which is what I want out of life, really. And so, but many goals go unfulfilled, right? And that's why it's important to set SMART goals. You can, when you don't set SMART goals, you find yourself confused, you find yourself frustrated, and you just kind of see yourself that, things are not just getting to the end, you're not in A, you're not in B, you're not moving anywhere, right? And, that's why it's important to set SMART goals. The truth is, a goal without supreme clarity is really nothing more than a dream, an unattainable dream. And that's why the first word, S, specific, is very, very important, right? It's super important because you just want to be able to determine what success and what failure is to you. And setting SMART goals, or just any goal, that's the difference, right? That's just a very tiny difference. So let's look at some examples. So for instance, I know that a lot of us are, alumni, and part of being an alumni or part of graduating from a course means you want to keep learning just so you'll be able to be qualified for a job. So one goal could be that you want to study. So the simple goal, right? The simple goal that a lot of people would write is, I need to study more, right? I need to study more. And while we're talking about this, if there's any goal that just stands out to you that you think, you want to be able to break down more, feel free to write it out and we can work on it together. So a simple goal will be, I need to study more. So now, if you now want to break it into the SMART goals components, specific would be, I'm going to study daily so that I can finish this data analysis course. So for instance, on data camp, to complete the data analysis career track, it will take you between 3 to 6 months, right? And for you have 1 month to write the exam. So you're going to study daily to finish, even I'm already making it time bound, right? But we'll get there. So measurable is, again, I already explained what measurable is. So for our goal, measurable means I'm going to do monthly quizzes to evaluate my skill, or I'm going to compete at a monthly data hackathon to evaluate my skill. That's how I want to measure myself. Then achievable, that means, I'm good at what I do. I get good grades. I graduate very well, and I'm able to add it to my CV, right? So it's achievable. That's something that's totally achievable. I've done it before and I can do more. Then relevant. How is it relevant to you? It's relevant because I get to be able to get a job. I get to have the opportunity to build a very great career in my field and network with people, learning the same thing. That's super relevant to you, right? And finally, time bound. Time bound is, I want to get this certificate in the next 6 months. So that's the time. So now, if you now want to say what your complete SMART goal is, if you want to write it down as goal number 1, writing out your SMART goal, it will be, I will study every day to continue to improve myself in data analysis, learning on the data camp, I4G data camp scholarship. And I'm going to prove to myself by the monthly hackathon and be part of the top 10. And so that I will, get my certificates in the next 6 months. Again, you can write it shorter, make it shorter than that, but that is a complete SMART goal, right? That way you're able to tick off all the boxes and you know what to do at every single step, right? Let me see if you guys can still hear me. Let me know if you're following.
Yeah, yes, I can hear you. You're following.
Awesome. Okay, great. So let's take one more example, and then we go into a little bit of systems, right? So I told you I was going to take it a step further. So another example could be writing. I chose writing as an example because writing is one of the best ways for you to build an amazing portfolio as an alumni or as somebody that's looking to build themselves in the tech field or want to looking for job opportunities. Writing is one of an amazing way to do that. And a simple goal would be, I want to publish more blog posts on my website, or I want to publish more blog posts on LinkedIn. A lot of people will have that goal, but what makes you different now that you've listened to this is to make it specific, right? Is to make it a SMART goal. So let's work on this together. If you want to publish more blog posts on LinkedIn, if you want to make it specific, how can you make this goal a specific goal? Who can help me? How can you turn this into a specific goal? I really want this to be interactive, even if you're just 9. But yeah, I want somebody to just answer, anybody, even from the team. How do you make this? Oh, okay. Fisaya, go ahead. How do you make this a specific goal?
Well, you can say I want to publish 1 article every week.
Awesome. Yes. Great. So I want to publish 1 article every week. Great. So how do you make it measurable? So to make that particular goal measurable, it would be that I'll have, so if it's every week, there are many weeks in a year, 52 weeks. So I'm going to have 52 articles or 52 blog posts on LinkedIn by the end of the year. So that's measurable. So what you can do is every month you tick off that you've written 4 blog posts, right? An achievable goal is you've already started your LinkedIn, you've created your LinkedIn account, you've made sure that you're ready to start, writing those blog posts. Now you will now shift your focus to writing those articles every week. So that's an achievable goal. Relevance. How is this relevant to you? It's relevant to you because it will allow you build your brand and eventually get a job through that. So that's relevant. That's something that is, very important to you. And time bound is I'm going to start writing that article next week, and by the end of the year I'll have 52 articles. So a complete SMART goal, now let's bring all of it together. A complete SMART goal will be starting next week, I will post 1 article. You can even make it as specific as each of your article will have 1,000 words or 1,500 words. So starting next week, I will post a 1,500 word article on LinkedIn each week for a year. And making sure that at the end of the year, I have 2 blog posts and hopefully get a job through that. That's a complete SMART goal. So yeah, that's basically how to set a SMART goal. And the team has also shared a link to the Techie 23 planner that we created on Notion. It's a very simple planner that you can use to set your SMART goals. It already has a system for you to be able to track it and create a habit around it. And so that's majorly it. Let me know if you have any questions before I share one final stuff. Anybody has any questions or anything that they would like to share, any feedback?
Yeah, I have a question.
Okay, go ahead, Fisaya.
Yes. So I wanted to ask, what do you think about is the smart system sufficient to, should I say, practicalize, or do you have to layer on it like an OKR system or like a KPI system, or is this all you need, to be able to set and achieve your goals effectively? Is this enough?
Right. So it's not enough. That's the truth. It's not just enough to have SMART goals. You have to have systems around those goals. I mean, a lot of people would even go as far as saying that systems are probably almost useless, right? Sorry, goals are probably almost useless. But in truth is, if you don't have those clear goals first, you won't even know what to do with the system. But truthfully, yes, it's not enough to just have goals. And it's not just enough to have simple goals. You have to start with, making them as smart as possible. And that's why a lot of people would just, go ahead and smartness, specific, measurable, achievable. But it's actually really hard to make your goals smart and then turn them into creating and being able to create systems around those goals. So for instance, if you want to create your system, it would be like, what are those ways for you to be able to achieve those goals, right? So goals have provided you direction, they've provided you motivation, and even pushed you forward in like the short term. But having a system and then committing to that process, that creates the habits of what you want to do. So for instance, you want to write one article on LinkedIn. So yes, the system could be that you research on possible topics, you've read about what other people are writing, you have your tools in place, there's a folder where you can go for inspiration. Those are like systems to get you, being able to get you in the mood or to get you in a place of being able to achieve those goals. So I hope that answers your question.
Yes, it does. Thank you so much.
All right, so that was actually the last thing I was going to share. So I was going to talk about systems. So it's not just enough to have SMART goals, not just enough to write down what your goals are. You have to take it a step further by creating systems around how you're going to achieve those goals. And one of those ways, or some of the ways you can create those systems, is by one, ask yourself, why is this goal important to me? Right? Why do you want to achieve those goals? Yes, you've answered it when it's, during the relevant part of setting your SMART goal, but you want to go deep dive, like, why is this so important to me? And is it, prioritize your goals as well? Is it part of your top 3 goals and all of all that? That also gives you the clarity in ensuring that you have the right system in place to be able to achieve those goals. Then second is, what do you need to be able to achieve those goals? I already gave an example earlier. You need to have internet, or you need to have a place where you write where you write what comes to mind. You need to have maybe a journal where you're always journaling, and just to clear and bring out and just to pour out what you need to be able to write more genuine and unique articles. You need to have a very good LinkedIn profile, because it's not just enough to have a LinkedIn profile, but a very good one, such that when you're writing those articles, they match your LinkedIn profile. So those are systems, those are things that you put in place to get you ready to be able to achieve those goals. And then just get started. Get your tracker in place. And again, what I really love our Techie 23 planner is an amazing tracker that you can use to kind of just tick off things that you need. Write down, oh, this is not working for me, this is working. I need to work on this, I need to complete this needs to be done, and suggestions. And finally, have an accountability partner. Accountability partner in creating is also an important part of having a good system. Your community can be a great and amazing accountability partner. Imagine reaching out to fellow alumni and saying, oh, I can see that you're also a product manager. I'm also a product manager. One of my goals is to do this, and your friend is saying, yes, my goal is to also do this. Okay, let's do this together. And you guys are, pitching yourself. You're always there to encourage yourself and just ensure that you have like meetings sometimes to see how far you've gone in your goals against each other. So those are the 3 key ways to get your system in place. And I really look forward to seeing everyone achieve their goals. And yeah, any other questions, any other feedback, and then we can call it a day.
Hello, good evening. Can I go ahead?
Yes, good evening, Chiluba.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi, nice to meet you. Yeah, so I've really enjoyed your session, and I've actually loved what you guys are doing. You're really doing a great job. It's very recommendable. I wish more people can join in and just be part and parcel of these sessions. They're very educative. And for my part, I can give an example of is it 3 months ago, I did make a goal that I need to find employment. Immediately I was done with the Zuri training that I had. So I gave myself a goal of 90 days to find a job. And I really thought that really finding a job, it is a difficult thing, but when you have those specific goals, when you put your work to it, you can really achieve anything. So that's what I did. And I started updating my LinkedIn. I started applying where I think I can qualify. And for the first time, I'm so shocked that people started reaching out to me. Recruiters actually started reaching out to me for job offers, to go for interviews. And I had some good offers. And right now I joined a company in Canada, though I'm based in Zambia. They offered me a job. So basically, it's how you make yourself stand out there when you have those goals, and you really put your effort each to achieve these goals. But then one drawback from me that I thought was, I'm also doing data analysis on DataCamp, but the most challenging part that I've found is and the way of learning there, it's actually different, like the way we do with Zori. When you're into a course, you get to understand the teaching, that involvement with the tutors. So there's that interaction and you get to learn faster. But with data camp, for me, it's been a challenge. I don't really understand certain concepts, and hence I get discouraged. So I don't know what advice you would give in such a goal where you want to finish up the courses on data camp, but you are not able because you are having challenges maybe in understanding the explanation, or getting the concepts on how they are teaching. I submit.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that. I mean, I know the team would definitely reach out to you to hear more about your job search process and how you got the job, and congratulations, by the way. I think having that as a goal and then being able to achieve it is amazing. Not anyone or not everyone is able to do that. And also I also think that is a testament to the effort and the systems that you've been able to put in place. And just like I mentioned earlier, it's not just enough to have that goal, but like doing what needs to be done to be able to achieve that goal is what's most important, what's the most important next step. And to answer your question, I think if you look at it, okay, so let's look at it together. You want to complete data analysis, say within the next 3 months or 5 months, because you've started before. So what I would advise is, again, from our experience with a lot of data camp learners, is to work together with somebody that has finished that course. So feel free to reach out to fellow learners on the group chat that you see that they've completed their course, or they are also, on the same journey as you are. And once you finish some courses and just have a one-on-one with them where they can explain certain concepts to you, and you too, you can even explain certain concepts back to them, because the more you teach people, the better you also learn. Those are ways that you could also do to get better. And sometimes you assume that you don't know stuff until you actually practice it. So try practicing it, try putting measurable systems in place where you're able to test your skill and know if you're actually really good at what you do. So go for competitions, try out dummy data. There's a lot of tests that's going on data camp that you can also try out. So those are ways that you can just break that barrier in you moving on to the next step. I hope that answered your question.
Yes, you have. Thank you so much. I think that would be very helpful. I think I'll manage with my course. I've already been struggling. I was supposed to finish actually by December, but I couldn't finish due to the fact that I don't really understand certain things, and I'm like wasting time. So I think I'll pick it up from there. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I also think that, if you write out, like take it as a challenge to yourself as well, write out how you set the goal to get a job, and you did get a job within 90 days. Write that process out and see the satisfaction that you get. That could also be the motivation for you to be able to achieve your next goal. And yes, really looking forward to seeing the beautiful things that you're going to create. All right, thank you everyone, and I pass the mic to either Timilola or Dolapo. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you to everyone for also joining as well. I hope this was helpful to you.
Thank you so much, Haneefah. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Haneefah, it was
Super helpful. Super helpful.
Thank you,
Thank you everyone
Haneefah.
for joining. I don't know if I was like hoping you touch on over planning or over if there's anything like over setting goals. Because I know like why we are enthusiastic about eating our goals, we can like over planning can eat us up because we just want to be prim and proper and perfect, like make it sound
Yeah.
before we go out. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a very interesting point as well. Yeah, over planning happens, and usually that happens when you feel less confident about achieving that goal. So a lot of the time, what our advice is for you to go back to that goal and see if it is actually attainable for you. If it's not, maybe take it down a notch and then see yourself hitting that goal. That gives you the motivation to set your next goal. And there's nothing like perfection. You can't have the perfect house or the perfect car, talk less of the perfect plan. So give yourself some slack, and mistakes are 100% normal. Failure is success. Failure is not failure the way they've defined it, but embrace failure, see failure as things that as a step that you need to be able to take before you move on to the next step. So I mean, yes, people overplan, but try to not find yourself in that situation, and when you do, just go back to your goal and make sure that it's actually really smart. Thank you for that question, Olakwa.
Thank you so much, Haneefah. Yeah, super helpful. I don't know if there are other questions before we round up.
I would like to
Okay.
say something to Shiluba. So we just shared in the chat box, but please send an email to hello@ingressive.org. We'd like to speak with you. You can use the subject I4G Superstar Alumni, so we can have a conversation with you about your job, right? We want to speak to you about it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Temilola. Congratulations once again, Shiluba. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you, everyone, for joining. And like we've always been saying on the group, like our top goals this year is to have your place in jobs, and we can only do that if you help us by updating your CV. If you need to review your CV, you can send your CV to alumni@progressive.org with the caption CV review. I mean, subject CV review rather, and we'll take it up from there. And whenever there are like job opportunities, would be like the first set of people that I'll reach out to, right? So also like engage on the group, collaborate with people. There are people that are doing amazing things. Like you don't know, probably you might meet your next, maybe your co-founder on the alumni group. But if you don't talk, if you don't reach out to people, there's no way like they are going to recognize you. So whenever people share their project, if there's something that you want to have a conversation on, reach out to them. Do not be shy and do not be less confident. Yeah, looking forward to you eating your goals, because you eating your goals is Aggressive for Good as well, eating our goals. So while we are trying to help you, please let us know when you apply for jobs. Let us know when you get qualified. Even when you get to the interview stage, if you are feeling any sort of like pressure, or you're not feeling capable, like you can always reach out to us, maybe on the group, send a message to any of the admin or send an email, and we'll always provide guidance and support, because we really want you to like start getting jobs, like share your success story with us, not just train you, but that is the whole essence of the alumni community, that you're actually moving forward in your career. So yeah, please do that for us. I don't know if anybody has anything to say before we like round up. All right. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. Do have a wonderful evening. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Hi everyone. The record is going to be on our YouTube channel, so you can always go back and watch it again and again and again, right? Just refresh your memory as you go about your year. So enjoy the rest of your evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you once again, Haneefah. Thank you, I4G team members, for being here. Bye.